Alrighty, hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Juana, Nukes Fall, great to have ya. Ying, Hola, Courts, how you doing? Julia, Super, Glitch, KT, got the regulars here. Akela Wan, Minecraft, No Sims. Oh, super. Am I cold? As the French say. It's fucking so cold here. It's ridiculous. I got the heater going. We should warm up soon. I think this is your first stream with a scarf. Zagora, great to have you. Nukes 4, appreciate it. So today, what I want to do some more character stuff, right? So let's make it so Instagram can see some shit. So I want to explore more of these characters, right? Particularly these three. I still want to do the sort of warm-up car, right? But I want to incorporate the car somehow with some sketches. And maybe over the next few streams, this is where we can develop the characters a little bit more, and then maybe come up with a couple of illustrations of the characters or something like that. I reckon that could kind of be cool. Young Word, how you doing? It's like 110 in Texas. It's crazy how different parts of the world is. Yeah, I know, right? What's 110 in Celsius? Glitch, yeah. I reckon I do want to finish this. I want to finish this, but I want to explore a little bit more as well. Eli and K, great to have you. All right, so Cosmic Phases. I am also live on YouTube right now. So let's get stuck into it. Hopefully it bloody warms up. Oh, I can barely feel my bloody hand. Alright. So, where did we get to? Whoa. I need Scrubby zoom back. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I might want to do, let's just get the shape juices flowing. Alright, let's stylize this car. So if I'm wanting to, this might be the car, this might not be the car that we sort of take further, but say if this car was in the, what's the word? The universe, I guess, for lack of a better word. Of those characters that we're trying to develop, what would that look like? That's what I'm trying to figure out with this. So we're just gonna have some fun, whip some shapes around. A Kalawan, that'll be about 43 degrees. Ooh, it's a bit spicy. I'll tell you what though, I'd much prefer the cold than the heat. Because it's like you can always add layers. You can't do much. I mean, if you got aircon, then it's like fantastic. Alright, let's have a look here. Now, that gorilla we're drawing is pretty bloody huge. So He's got to fit in there somehow. Alright, so we're just gonna little sketch. I think I want to bring this out a little bit more. I've been really enjoying just doing these car sketches. These little color studies. Got to get back into the gouache as well. Haven't touched the traditional for a little while. Okay, so you prefer the cold as well. Yep, young word agree, would love a cold day here. I bet we're bloody 43 degrees. Yeah, Julia, true. The cold almost like, I don't know, it doesn't motivate me. But it doesn't not motivate me. Yeah, the hot sometimes is you're just like, ugh, I just can't do anything. So this week, or this past week, I've been knocking out a whole bunch of the sculpts that'll be going live this month. So July. Yep. Fuck, it's already July. So the next batch of art drops is going to be going live this month. So been working out all the packaging and everything for the I've called it the Breakdown collection. Alright, there's going to be plain Janes, there's going to be these hands for the first iteration of the Breakdown collection. Or even quick, I'll show you what I've been working on for the packaging. So because I got to screen print them, I've got all the actual boxes. This is what I was working on all last week. Alright, so this is all the layout for the boxes. So you've got, I'm going to be calling them Alrighty. So that's the first product of the Breakdown series, or the Breakdown collection. And then you've got the simplified version. So this is the broken down version of it. So I've got the first prints done last night on the old screen printer. So that's exciting. Lots to do yet, but chipping away at it. And also, I don't know if it was last week, if I was mentioning like the update to the studio and how I was saying, yeah, I'm going to wait till the next batch drop to get it all done. Well, change of plans. We've updated the whole studio for filming. And got a couple of massive like desks on wheels, so I've got a lot more room to work and film. So it's going to be fantastic. And I want to get that started as soon as humanly possible. Lana, how you doing? Yeah, gouache is pretty good. Super. I prefer 10 to 16. Not too cold, not too hot. You can get down to -10 here. See, I've never seen snow before. Let alone felt that kind of cold. I'd love to see snow. Imagine if I get to... Oh, would it be snowy in New York when I go there in October? I don't know. That'd be amazing. I'd be like the weirdo, like being like, oh my god, snow. Okay. It'd be weird if Christmas really was in July in Australia. It would be. Yeah, but I've only ever known like hot Christmases. We don't have cold Christmases here. Alright, where are my layers? Right in front of my face. Idiot. But for this drop as well, gonna be doing a gouache. Like I'll be slipping a gouache study, like a little colour gouache study in one of the orders. Which will be fun, so I've got to do that. I might even do that on stream, or like another stream. We shall see. Alright, let's get a base. Some base shapes going here, hey? Yeah, add the wheels, why not? Why not? Now I like this with the blue reflection on the old windshield. It gets cold here in the winter, but the snow is worth it. Yeah, that'd be wicked. New York City is snowy in January and February. Bugger. Snow is fun for one day, and then it becomes gross, brown, and icy. Fair enough. Fair enough. Has anyone seen this show, Once Upon a Time? Ben, you kind of remind me of the actor Josh Dallas. Yeah, right. I haven't seen it. I get all sorts of people that people reckon I look like. Okay. I'm just trying to get that simplified shape to begin with. All right, let's crack in some of that yellow. I'd call it American mustard. Or actually no. McDonald's cheese yellow. Whipping in that. Hello? Oh, I had it on delete. Alright, that's not the right colour, so we need to darken that down, add more orange in there. Alright, so we got some of that McDonald's cheese. Nah, McDonald's cheese is more like a little more orangey, I think. So nice though. Uh-oh, has the playlist gone crazy? Hold on, let me listen. Fucking hell. What the fuck? What, like Epidemic Sound is good and all that. Until it's not. Here we go. Alright, that's a little bit more chilled. Jeez. My apologies. It's like a dark sunflower. Yep, I could see that. I kind of like it. It's very random. It can be a bit jarring though. Suja, how you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to watch both of them. It's tricky. It is a bloody balancing act though, I tell you what. Doing this streaming thing. Trying to make something look half decent. Then I've got a couple of chats going. Instagram's chat is ridiculous. Like you can't filter the comments because it shows you every time someone's joined. So like they just get lost. But question, wondering what canvas size and resolution you like to use when doing this process. This is, what is it? Canvas size. That big. No, this is in centimeters. Image size, where are we at? 3840 by 2160 is this canvas size. Okay, let's start building this out. Now this, I'm hoping to actually turn into a YouTube video, like this whole exploration of these characters, which will be fun. Let's in some of these, add in some of these dark shapes. My brain's not working today. Let's just add in, block that in there, the tires, boom, done. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. No worries, Suja. Let's add in the little old headlights. Should really be on another layer if I'm going to be honest. So let's whip them on another layer. Alright, let's add in as well. So I'm even, like with this, my apologies if I repeat myself. But just for anyone new that's popping in for these, I'm not actually thinking about the thing that I'm drawing, if that makes sense. Like I'm not thinking like, okay, this is a headlight or this is a whatever. I'm just thinking in shapes. Hey, where is the orange? There is the orange. Elsie, how you doing? So what have you guys been up to? What's the latest? Okay, here. Luan, hello from Brazil. Bruno, what's going on? What's the difference when you are stylizing the things you think about, exaggerate to the things you think need to be simplified? Good question. Exaggeration versus simplification. I think there's also a grey area between those where you can simplify something and exaggerate it at the same time. They kind of work both hand in hand. Like for example, this roof, like I've exaggerated it. I've stretched it up a little bit, but at the same time, I've simplified it. I don't have every lump and bump and every panel line and everything like that. So I think that they can be thought of as like one and the same. They're two separate things, but they can be both used interchangeably, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Lana, but Ben, did you go to art school? I didn't go to art school. I went to university for industrial design and then dropped out after a year. Then I just took courses, online courses, in-person courses here and there, but most of it has honestly just been like online stuff. The nose is running. All right, panel lines. Let's start wrapping this up. Super. Just been working on commissions lately. Nice one. Seraphim Healing. If you wanted to, could you draw the car realistically? And if so, is that a requirement to exaggerate correctly? I could draw that very realistically. Given enough time, I could make it look identical to the photo. And is it a requirement? No. No, it's not. I don't think so, at least. Because it's two different ways of thinking. When I'm trying to get something realistic, I mean, there's like... And then there's nuance to all of this, right? You've got realism where it's like copying the photo one to one. You've got realism where it's the proportions are more realistic, but it's still a little bit stylized maybe in the color and that kind of stuff. So there's kind of like gray area in between all of it. But no, there's no prerequisite. If you want to do stylized stuff, you don't have to learn anything beforehand or whatever. It can help, but it all depends on what you're wanting to do, right? It all depends on what the goals are. All right, let's get some of these. Whoa! What's going on here? There we go. I think I want to play around with the proportions of this car. Maybe not now, but that's something that could be done in the future. All right, let's add in just the indication of the tires. Art School of Hard Knocks, that's right. Lana, when did you start drawing? When I was small. I've been drawing on and off for most of my life. But I only started to do this more stylized stuff probably about 2 years ago. I was all about just realism for the longest time. And then I broke free from the reference. Alright, I think it's time to speed up and get a little bit of the multiply layer going on. Squint my eyes down. Actually, I should really, I kind of want to ground this on the ground, but that's alright. We can do that a bit later. Alright, just trying to see. Like, I'm not copying it. I'm not copying every shadow or anything like that. I want to understand kind of why the shadows looking the way it is. A lot of it is just like very subtle reflections because we're kind of in overcast here, like it's backlit. So we're kind of overcast. And you're going to get some occlusion shadows and that sort of stuff. So it's not going to be really clear necessarily of like the lights and the dark. So we've really got to look and observe, which is the same thing. Whoa. And just see if we can get an indication of something. So these are the darks, or I guess you could say midtones. Midtones and that sort of shit confused the frick out of me. Like, it still kind of do. Like, I've got to really think of it like the midtones. The tones that are in the middle. Suja, I've been surviving with a tiny heater fan, or tiny fan heater under my desk. These damn Aussie buildings not built for cold. I know, right? Rachel the Strong, great to have you. Feels great in San Francisco. Will be sad when I go back to the Texas coast. Damn, I want to visit. I'd love to visit Texas. Super Trooper. Stylizing reality will always benefit from knowledge of realism. True, but it's never a 100% requirement that you must be able to do realism. 1000%. But how did you start working with CDQ, Character Design Quarterly? They just reached out. I started posting stuff on Instagram, and they just emailed me. And it started off with they're like, oh hey, we just like, would you like to be featured in an issue? And I was like, fucking hell yeah, that sounds great. So then I just gave them some work that I had done, and then that was that, and that was awesome. And then they were like, hey, wondering if you wanted to do a like a tutorial within the issue, like a next issue. I was like, yeah. So then I did that, and then they liked that enough to be like, hey, do you want to do the cover? I was like, fucking bet you sweet ass I do want to do a cover. That'd be awesome. And that's kind of, yeah, that's how it came about. Eduardo, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. glitch. Started stylizing 2 years ago and already better than other who have been doing it their whole drawing. No, definitely not. I appreciate you though, glitch. Sethums, how you doing? How are the hand sculpts coming along? They're coming along great, my friend. They're getting there. Alright, so I've just been doing a lot of R&D, research and development of like the right paints, clear coats, glues, blah blah blah, so it gets to everyone safe and sound. Dejena, all the cover, yeah, so I'm going to be on the cover next issue 29, I think. Lana, yeah, you're trying to learn how to do more stylized stuff. Or just find your style. Yeah, just follow your interests. Like with the style stuff, just what gets you going, you know? That's how I got into doing more of the stylized stuff. Oh, check this out. I reckon this could make it pop. I love when this happens. It may or may not happen, but we'll see. All right, so let's add the. Oh, what do you reckon? Yeah, let's just do it within the windows to start with. We could actually. Let's do this. All right, because there is a slight gradient here, so I'm just going to do this. Then I'm going to knock this color down, so there's going to be just a slight gradient across here. Then what if I turn that to screen? It kind of loses a little bit of that intensity of color, but we can bring that back, don't you worry. Then whip up that saturation, because we still need to add the inside of the car a little bit. So, but then we can come through, we can do a mask, or we can be more destructive. I want to just do a mask. I want to be a little bit less destructive. Then we can add in some of those reflections of the trees and whatever. And then let's add in like the car, like the sort of insides of the car. Some call it the interior. Let's go multiply. This might have to be knocked back a little bit, just it's a little bit too intense for my liking, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with starting out too strong and then knocking it back. Okay. There you go. Knock that back just a smidge, and then we're getting some illusions, which is great. And let's then add in some of these really, really light reflections. Light as in like very light. Here, and then whip in the delete and then just cut into them. And then we've got the illusion of reflections on the window. Very simplified reflections. I appreciate it, Sethams. Lana looks like Paranorman's hand. Appreciate it. Glitch, it'd be cool to have main hand shapes like a fist, middle finger pointing, thumbs up. That's the plan. You've unveiled my grand plan. I want to do it. That's like why it's going to be like the breakdown series. So we'll do it for hands. We'll do it for feet, arms, torsos, anatomy. So I'm sort of like planning for a larger line, I guess you could say, of sculpts. Chapita, appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. I love how the stream is calming while there's insane music in the background. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the music. Inkstructor. Ah, appreciate it. What mode are you painting with right now? Is it overlay? No, this is screen. But you could get the same effect with overlay. Definitely. All right, so now we want to... So we got the window going with reflections. Let's go and do screen. Let's add some of these swirlies on the top of the car to really like ground it in reality. I'm not following it exactly. It's all an illusion. Alright, if you understand the basics of even the simple shapes and how and why they're doing what they're doing, you've got a superpower. Cool, and then we've got the top here, so this is going to be all pretty bright because it's all facing, and it's kind of shiny, so it's going to be facing upwards. Right, if you zoom in, like what is that? Like it doesn't mean anything, but then you zoom out, and in context, that's the beauty of it, that's the fun of it. I appreciate it, Lana. Vinny, I'm doing good. How you doing? Glitch, you're just too smart. You are. Lana, are you lecturing at Lightbox or just a table? Just a table, as at the moment. Unless they ask me to do something, I'm more than happy to. And drawn to life, doing all this with the lasso tool is blowing my mind. That's the thing. The tools don't really matter. It's all the principles, and that's the fun of it. I see so many of your old posts from Instagram reposted on Pinterest. So do I, actually. It's kind of weird. Are there some that aren't on my Instagram? I think they should all be. Chan through, legend. Thanks so much, my friend. Thank you for sharing lots of values. Keep swimming. All the best for your bright future, Ben. Love from India, Tamil Nadu. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks for popping in. Natch, first time catching a live stream. Great stuff. Thanks for popping in. Great to have you. All right. So let's ground it a little bit. Let's ground the car. Yeah, it could be from Twitter, Glitch. Could be from Twitter. Let's add a bit of a shadow. Now, how are we going to do this shadow? We might have to do something like this. And then something like that. And then, so this is just normal mode, so we can mess around with that and this and that, because realistically, like if we're looking at this objectively as a realistic thing, these shadows would be so soft, but I don't really want to soften them up because I've got it everything else is kind of like hard. So I want to add more of this occlusion shadow in here, you know, because there's going to be less light hitting underneath here. I've got to even fix that whole thing underneath here so that's more consistent. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'd need some more time with figuring out exactly the right whatever, but let's come on top and add some details. Glitch, how's it going with the video? Yeah, the video's coming along. The video's coming along good. If I'm completely honest with myself, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew with like everything going on all at once. Like it's like I've got the batch drops, I've got the YouTube stuff, I'm getting stuff prepared for Lightbox, but at the same time I kind of like the hustle of it, you know what I mean? Like I just got to get shit done. You know, I've got to post. I've got to continue to grow the socials and all that kind of stuff. But it's fun. Stressful as fuck, but it's fun. So there is that kind of dichotomy between the two. Well. But yeah, it's kind of forcing me in a way to like really systematize stuff, which is helpful. So instead of just like scattershot trying to do everything, it's like, okay, today we're gonna do whatever it is for today. So today is stream, and then afterwards get the rest of the boxes screen printed. I've got to burn the screens and then get the rest of the boxes screen printed. And then record the talking head part of the video. And not trying to, one thing that I've got to be really conscious of is not trying to do too much in a day, like unrealistically, because then at the end of the day you feel like, oh shit, didn't do enough or whatever. So actually just building into the to-do list, like almost like a not to-do list. Like, no, you don't have to worry about doing this yet. Just like break it down into the smallest parts that you need to do. And it's kind of making things a little bit more manageable, but still lots and lots and lots and lots to do. All right, look, I would love to just keep noodling on this for like a long time, but I would like to explore these characters a little bit more. So, with that said, I'm going to group, copy, combine down. So now it's just all on one layer. So then we can just like magic wand this shit. Select it. What are you doing? Hello? What's going on there? Magic wand tool isn't working. Okay. Don't need the magic one, we're gonna wing it. Let's add a little bit of blue into these tires to give another opportunity for us to seat it in a scene, because there's blue reflections. There should be blue reflections on the tires as well. It's at the tops of these tires, or at least an indication of them. Cool. Cool. Lana, I'm going to try and do your tutorial later tonight. Fantastic. Now let me know how you go. Hi. Pero, how you doing? Why did I read hi like hi? My brain is not working today. Super, you like the chaos? I kind of do. I've got to always be doing something personally. Like I find it very difficult to sit and quote unquote like relax. Doesn't work for me. What's your take on Procreate? I use it a bit because it's easy access anywhere on the iPad, but the layer limits cause so much anxiety. I reckon it's great. I haven't really thought about the layer limits too much. I think one way around that is you can just like merge or like duplicate the file and then merge a bunch of them down, so you've still got a copy, it's just in a duplicated file, and then you merge a bunch of layers down and then you continue working, and you could get around it that way, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going to be back in 5 minutes and then we'll get to some character work. Okay. Hello. Thoughts about dazzling. Thoughts about French curves. I'm not sure if that's a. I'm not sure if I'm meant to have thoughts about that. E Piero, how do you start a car sketch? You can go back about maybe an hour, 45 minutes, and you can see how I started this one. Yeti Fresh, hey Ben, do you think you have plain Janes at Lightbox or maybe an art book? There's some stuff around that, like because I'm international, I can't technically have anything there to sit. There will be plain Janes there to show. There will be the hand sculpts, there will be prints and everything to show, but the orders have to go through and be fulfilled here, if that makes sense. So you'll be able to see them, but I can't technically, legally sell stuff, which there's just there's a whole bunch of fuckery around it, but yeah. But you'll be able to get your hands on one. Lana, yeah, got some cool sculptures. Shanthru, do you have any scheduled timing on live sessions? I want to attend all of your sessions. I already watch your old uploads too. Yeah, this time, same time, every week. We're here. All right, cool. So this was fun. This is a fun little car sketch, but let's go back to our plan. So I'm just gonna grab this sketch. So this is one character. Got no names or anything yet. This is, I haven't done any exploration on the lady character, warrior person thingy. So this is the kind of vibes, like like there's some, I don't know. That's what we're going to explore. I don't know, and we're going to explore it. The door creaking scare, sorry. Isn't that a good idea, Ben? What idea? Yeti Fresh. Yeah, it'll be great to meet you. That's going to be fun. Super. Now, I really want to know, what are your thoughts on French curves? I've got to come up with some. I don't know. I don't have any. I don't know. Not a clue. I mean, they're cool, I guess. But a French, is that the word? Am I thinking about the same thing? Is there some like different cultural thing? Like they're just like this thing, right? And like you use it as a ruler. No, is that? Am I thinking about the same thing or not? Okay, so I've got some reference images here of the kind of vibes that I want to go with. Right, it's really like colourful, poppy sort of deal. Got some gorilla references. But look at the power. It'll rip your face off in a heartbeat. I was thinking it was something more spicy. Yeah, I don't know. That's what, you don't have to answer the question. Oh, what to? I don't know what. That was a very odd question. Are you trying to trick me? Okay. Sketchy, how you doing? All right, let's try and figure out like there's no one particular thing. Like I really like this lighting scenario, so I might like take something like this for like the final illustration. I like this perspective here. Like even if I had this perspective with these characters like coming over the hill or something, I don't know, that could be cool. But what I'll first want to do, let's discover and explore these characters a little bit, shall we? So what does, I'm going to try and figure out her, and feel free to join. I might even, do we want to risk cracking open Pinterest? Oh, it's Valdo. Yep, it's Monday for me. I want to get some figure study, but I've got a stream version that should be in the link in the description, like a Pinterest. It's like, I think it's like stream figure reference. Yeah, that one. So we've got some stream figure reference. Another fact. Alright. Like we used her last time. Like even, I might even want, instead of figure, maybe some expressions. Yeah, get that one. That one's cool. So what is this lady all about? That's what we got to figure out. She's like I don't know, she's very angry for some reason. Maybe it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of deal. But then there's like anthropomorphic animals. Who knows? Let's arrange these optimal. But how can you get better at drawing weight? Are you talking about... Can you expand on that a little bit, Lana? Glitch, I have one question, Ben. I've been trying to draw someone with a beard, but his upper lip is hidden and I don't really know how to draw it without looking weird. Could you show me how you do it? Osvaldo, I'm in the future. I am. This is where understanding... All right, let's just do a quick one. All right, so we've got a... Have a look on Instagram there, okay. So we've got like a character here. There's a nose. All right, got the ears. All right. Now, say he's got a beard. This beard is still a 3D object. All right, so what I would like to do is even understand where the lip is. Okay, without the beard. All right, and what the expression is, because that's going to dictate how much of the teeth, how much of the lips, anything that's going to be shown. So let's just say he's like that. All right. Then I would figure out, first I'll get a bunch of reference, But then I would figure out, okay, if he's got like a big upper lip moustache sort of thing, that's going to cover the mouth completely. But if you look that the hair on beards is different, so they might have almost like a gap here, or like less hair growing out like around here like I do. Right, and then blocking out the beard. Connecting it to the sideburns. And then it's just a matter of figuring out where that lip is, how far over is the overhang of that beard, if that makes sense. There's going to be all sorts of different beards, like really sort of massive bushy beards, thin wispy beards, all sorts, right? So hopefully this makes sense. Right, and then you can just keep going on from there, and then get a bunch of reference. Like, get a bunch of reference. Why not? There's plenty out there. Alright, so that's how I'd tackle a beard. Hopefully that makes sense. You're wearing layers with a scarf on. Is your room freezing? It is. It is very cold. Also trying to save money on heating. Because why not? If I can just throw layers on, that works. Is this character like the queen of animals? I don't know. Maybe. She's just got like 2 friends here. Right, so I kind of just want to explore different face shapes. To see what it might look like. I kind of like to do like a little bit more of like a unique kind of face. So we'll just try a whole bunch of them. And this might be a multi-stream thing where it takes a while to find these characters, but this can kind of be like the focus is getting to like a finished illustration. Almost like how we did it with the character design quarterly. Tutorial thing that I was working on. What was it? It was like woodland, thief, surprise or something like that. Ah, Lana. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I think someone said it here. Gesture is a great place to start. Even, I think something that's even more, something that's really underrated is actually taking photos of yourself or recordings of yourself and pausing them. Right? How do you stand in different scenarios, in natural scenarios, because I see a lot of like reference images and they're all like posed and shit, which is cool, nothing wrong with it. But if I'm like just sitting here normally, what does that look like? How does my like hand hit the table and then the rest of the body like sort of sit like this, or you know what I mean? So actually taking some reference of yourself would be pretty helpful, I think. And then you can start to see, okay, what's some patterns that you can start to pick up on, and then do a bunch of studies with that, and then you can start to see those patterns, and then maybe start doing one from imagination. No pleasure. No pleasure. My pleasure glitch. No pleasure glitch. Wes, if you're to pick a studio to work, which one would it be? Disney, Pixar, Sony Animations, or DreamWorks? Pixar. Like my 12-year-old self would just love it. How often do you update your newsletter? I'm going to be dropping one in the next couple of days. So I'm starting to do it like once a month-ish. I'm going to get the cadence up a little bit more to like once every 2 weeks is the ideal, I think, because I don't want to be doing it every other day or every week or whatever. Lewis Kirk, this might be a dumb idea, but how about making her look more monkey? I don't hate that idea. I don't hate the idea. But then it kind of goes into the realm of like Planet of the Apes-y kind of thing. I'm like, eh. But no, it's a good idea. Anthony, thanks so much. Thanks for popping in. Thung Guns, what's going on? How's your confidence with changing the perspective of a portrait while keeping the likeness? Depends on the day. That comes down to a lot. Like, say if we land on something for this character, right? Like we come to a kind of an agreed upon look and feel of the proportions and blah blah blah. What I would do is then I would do a front view, and then I'd do a side view, and then that would dictate. It would be easier for me to move the head in different angles if I've got the front and side view sort of nailed down, if that makes sense. Wes, what's one advice you'll give to your younger self? Chill out. Don't stress. Honestly, like that's one big thing. Life's too short to be stressing. And then realistically, my older self to my now younger self would say the same thing, because I have a tendency to do that. Debbie, already seems very shapy. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Shapes. Because I can see, I can also see like an Instagram post as well of like breaking this down into like the key shapes, you know what I mean? And you've got one next to one another, which would kind of be cool, I reckon. Or make her more part animal, part human, if that makes sense. Maybe she's got like that kind of strength. Who knows? That's a good idea. Glitch, you always start with the eyes before the nose, right? Why is that? It's most likely in some reel, but I'm too lazy to find it. No, I don't. There's no rhyme or reason, honestly. It could just be a habit. Like, I could just as well start with the nose. And then block in the eyes. There's something about that I really enjoy, is just this sunken, just that look. I don't know why. It just looks very appealing, and I couldn't tell you exactly why. But it's just having the eyeballs in the socket with the nose sitting there. Like, no details, no nothing. There's just something really nice about that. And this kind of dictates how far in the eyes are to the socket, which can change the look of the character dramatically. Now that eye's looking... shit. Adam, how you doing? Where? So you going to Lightbox Expo? I will be there. Thumb guns, it does. It looks carved. That's what I like about it. I think that's why I sort of have gravitated towards sculpting as well, because there's something about it. Which then comes back to like, yeah, following your interest. What gives you that feeling of like, oh, that's cool, and then doing that. Now I'm just trying to find that balance. Of just having it look how I want it to. And I don't have anything in particular in mind. I'm just swapping out shapes, you know. Seeing how they come out. glitch. I love that look too. I thought it was because once you draw the nose in after the eyes, or put the nose in after the eyes, it's easy to know how sunken the eyes are instead of drawing the nose and guessing where the eye is going to be. Yeah, I think you overestimate how much I've got this planned. Like, this is all just figuring out on the go. So it really doesn't matter, because I don't know how deep the eyes are going to be. The eyes can be a lot less, you know, so they're kind of... which I think is the vibe I'm going for. A little bit less. And I always tend to do this with my characters, like have their, like if this is a skull, we find the skull underneath. Alright, got the nose and the jaw. I always tend to have my jaws like that. Even just slightly, so I've got to really like rein that in, because I could very easily make it look a little bit like underbitey. So I want to bring that chin back. If that makes sense. The neat aspect about starting with the nose is it can inform the gesture as it's naturally straight up and down. I agree. Anthony, have you ever thought about making more videos? For example, anatomy tutorials, shapes, shadows, etc. Your stylized style can be a great help to beginning artists. Anthony, I certainly have. I think about it every day. They will be coming. It is a plan, and YouTube is becoming more and more of a priority. Lana, whenever I forget what I like, I start drawing Calvin and Hobbes, and it makes me happy. Get fantastic. Debbie, hey Ben, are you open to give quick critiques on community pieces live? Could be a good chance for everyone to learn. That sounds like a good idea, of like a series of I guess critiques. That'd also be good maybe to like chop up into reels as well, which could be helpful. Siri? No. Absolutely hopeless. Prashan, how you doing? But no, critiques I've been thinking more and more about, definitely. Alright, so here. Prashan, Ben roast your art. See, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to be like, but it's like sometimes you got to do that sort of shit just to get people to click on the fucking video, and then you can do what you want to do, if that makes sense. Julia, seriously. Do you have any tips on how to create a good portfolio? Andre, I don't actually. I haven't created one, so I wouldn't be the one to give tips on that, unfortunately. Stylized Studies art course, when? Later on in the year. What's going on, man? The people want it. Oh, dude, we got to do that that thing that we did the other day. I don't even know what we'd call it, but the drawing catch up. I'm so down for that. FA, do you draw food? I haven't drawn food, but doesn't mean that I won't draw food. Artistic. Was it me or did that Siri have it? Yeah, she does have an Australian accent. They've got regional Siri accents. Okay, let's see. Just curious, but who/what were your inspirations when you started out drawing, or was it something that you just felt drawn to? Regardless, because I started so young, I don't know. I couldn't tell you a specific influence, I guess, but I guess really like Disney, all that sort of stuff, you know. That was definitely an influence, but I didn't start doing that kind of stuff, or like the stylized stuff, as I said before, like for 28 years. Maybe she's got like to hold her hair up. She's got some of these like arrows or something. I don't know. I do not know. Who's your least favorite artist? Was it We S? I think. Can't stand this stuff. Do you really think brushes aren't that important? I really think that. They are important to the degree that you understand the fundamentals of just the fundamentals, if that makes sense. Rod, how you doing? Artificial Aussie accents are the worst of all art. Yes, they are. Yeah, got to do UK accents are better, like the artificial ones. Kayla Wen, thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a massive fan yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so there's this vibe. Let's start here. Now let's do another one. Let's maybe like make the face a little squarer. Now I like the bun because it's very easy to draw, just to start with. Not worrying about hairstyles or anything. She may keep the bun. Who knows? Louise, how you doing, man? How do you find the inspiration and energy to draw and make these lives so often? It's a habit. Don't even think about it anymore. Start off small. Just say every Monday I'm going live. And just stick to it. And then at that point, after a whole bunch of them, it's no longer a thought. Not like, oh, I don't feel like it or whatever it is. It just is what it is. Which is how I kind of go about doing most things that I want to do. So this is just also exploration at the moment. No real rhyme or reason necessarily, except for this was the initial idea. Just need some consistency, I think. Let's get some style reference going. Even that's kind of nice. Just even if I'm like with a style reference, even if I'm not using it or I see something that I'm like, yeah, that's exactly something that I'm going to want to refer to. It's good just to have some other people's work up. I really like that shape for eyebrows recently. It's kind of like it's kind of real simplified. Eba, how you doing? From Mexico. Great to have you. Osvaldo, how old are you now and when did you start drawing? I'm 31 now. And I started drawing when I was very young. Very, very young, like 5 maybe. Arjun, hi Ben, what's your favorite self-help book? Atomic Habits. I wouldn't even call that self-help, but in that category, I guess. That's fantastic. It is pretty crazy how I see some people on the internet improve to a professional level in only 2 to 3 years. Yeah, it all depends. I think that's part to do with just the focus. Who is that artist? Who was it? It was the Wes, W-E-S, the Avatars, but I was playing silly buggers. Okay, I'm British originally with an American accent / nothing worse than fake British in my opinion. Fair. Yep. Do you draw hard surface objects? Love your style and would love to 3D it. I do. We literally did a car earlier. And go for it. Go 3D to your heart's content. I would love to see how you draw Kratos in your stylized art. That's a good one. That's a good idea. Rod. Daniel, hello from hot Atlanta. How you doing? Hello from cold as fuck Adelaide. Grecke, what is the reference tool used? This is Pure Ref. Devi, who's the artist above the cat painting? This one, I'm not entirely sure. I think I've got my Pinterest shared, and this was in the character design board. Rod, yes, yes. Sean Cheeks Galloway. Love his work. All right, let us continue. So this one's got a little bit more attitude. Daniel, funny, I just bought some Sean Galloway comics off his Gumroad. Oh, that's fantastic. Silvana, hello from Uruguay. Great to have you, Silvana. I like the short around anger. Look, I'm feeling that as well. She's got a little bit more attitude. Yeti Cheeks is amazing. He'll be at Lightbox as well. Oh, awesome. That'd be cool. I'm looking forward to meeting some of these people. Hello? Why is this? Ugh. Yeah, I kind of like this one's feeling cool. She's got like attitude. She's just a little bit nuts as well, which could be fun. Osvaldo, wow, you're younger than I love your lives usually. I watch it before going to sleep. Your content is really helpful. I appreciate it, my friend. Great to have you pop past. Maybe she's like, let's move the bloody car out of the way. would you hold it? I don't know. It's like... Alright. Don't know if I love it, but we'll keep exploring. Q-Sun Park is the artist. Oh, fantastic. She puts so much fun into her work, yeah. I agree, I love that. The color, it reminds me very much of Dice, Tatsumi as well. Angel. How you doing? Welcome. Silvana, this is an XP Pen 15 Pro, I believe. The woman you're drawing should be a redhead with freckles. Yeah, I can see that. Let's explore this a little bit more even. So now we've got this kind of blocky head shape. Wouldn't that just make her the girl from Stranger Things? True. Sketchy is weird, isn't it? I see that as well. Lana, I wish I could get that many reference photos on Procreate. Download an app called VizRef, I think, on the iPad. Then do the split screen thing on the iPad. It works pretty much like PureRef. Kyle Lambert. I am not. Rings a bell though. But off the top of my head, no. Samuel, how you doing, my friend? Welcome. Ah, super. Appreciate you. I have to check him out. Good thinking about the stream. Appreciate it. just love it when Photoshop doesn't work with your hotkeys. See, I struggle with finding that likeness. Particularly with new characters, like I've never drawn this lady before. But we're in the ballpark. Mark, how you doing? Great to have you. Why so serious? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm focused in. I'm trying to figure out this this face. I've got resting bitch face when it comes to drawing. Sometimes. I'm just. And no, I'm all good. I'm just bloody cold. I appreciate your concern though, Mark. Hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts on the new Adobe Terms of Service stuff? It sounds like they're allowed to reproduce / redistribute their users' work. I haven't been following it, if I'm honest. I would have to look at the actual terms of service and the wording before I come to any conclusions. I'm not just going to go off of what people, how others have interpreted it. But that's the tricky thing, right? It's all interpretation. Because the gut reaction is be like, fuck them, blah, 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 that you hear all over the place. But a lot of those people have just seen the headlines of others as well. But again, I've not been following it, so I might be completely wrong there, and it's all warranted. But that's how I'd approach really anything. I've got to look at it for myself before I come to any conclusions. Ben, how do you spell WizRef? Oh, it's Viz, V-I-Z. Viz, R-E-F. Danielle Art. You have Discord? I do. It's in the link in the description on YouTube, which I'm live right at the moment. Ashvin, I'm a huge fan, man. Love watching your streams. Great to have you, Ashvin. Thanks for popping in. This head angle is doing my head in. Got to not have resting bitch face concentration. I got to be happy. I think that'd be worse. Imagine that. I'm just like, great to hear it, Mark. But great to have you. Ethan. I'm doing well. Great to have you. Thanks for popping in. So this is kind of matching this a little bit. It's closer than what it was. Just for exploration, it works. Remember what I said with this one? Gotta make sure I dip that chin backwards. Just a little bit. That's going to sit everything in the correct, like from where it was to there. That is more accurate. Arjun, how's your mental process not to get stuck to the reference? Is to break it down into its simplest shapes. Because then, once you've broken down those shapes, you have a lot more control. And you can understand them a little bit more. And just relying it all on the reference and the photograph. slowly getting somewhere. I don't even know if I like this vibe of the character. Maybe if we do a quick little knockback. Oh, thank you, Prashan. I do, but resting Joker face. Yeah, I know, right, Lana? It would be very odd. I appreciate it, Glitch. Do you ever post your screenshots of your pages when you're done streaming? I really should, actually. I haven't done as much of late. I think I did last week. But I should really start to. Daniel, I haven't, but I have now. That's pretty cool. Kyle Webster, join and Procreate. I know they're all about like iPad and all that kind of stuff, but I think they like it would be so cool to have a desktop Procreate. Lana, yeah, I was. I didn't read them a lot, but I was a fan of the art and the art style. Also, do you pour in the milk before or after the cereal? After the cereal. I haven't had cereal in years, but whoever does it the other way, you're a psycho. This is all just going to float on top. My brush set is just one brush, and I think you can import it to Procreate. I don't have a whole brush pack or anything like that. Something's off. And we'll figure it out. The neck's too far back, I think. Yeah, the neck's way too far back. It's funny, you flip it and you start to see all the wrong stuff. Henry, thank you so much, but I need some help. How do I draw better arms and legs? It's a pretty broad question. When we get to this with this character, hopefully that'll help. But with most things, simplifying them down is going to be your best bet. I don't know, a bit more iteration is needed, that's for sure. In England, they do cream before the tea. That kind of makes sense. Because it all gets mixed into one thing, no? Hamza, how you doing? Iranian. Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit base, but not really. Just going back and forth and trying to find some fun shapes. Catch you later, Osvaldo. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Prashant, I've got no idea what's going on with the music. Not a clue. Okay. Let's line this one up a little bit. Candy Cat, why don't you stream art on Twitch? Because I can only figure out how to stream to Instagram and YouTube. But and I think it's against Twitch's terms of service to multi-stream. I don't know. Hamza, Ben, when you paint, use opacity or flow settings for transparency of stroke, and do you use pressure sensitivity to control that? Yes, I do. I swap depending on what I'm doing. This is where I'm at the moment, opacity 100 and flow 29, smoothing 25. But you can do any combination of those depending on the on what's needed for it, you know. A little bit more, not realistic, it's just like a different style, you know. Almost want something right in between these two. Why did the vet prescribe lozenges to the stallion? Because he had a hoarse voice. Mark, I'm gonna have to give you a timeout for that one, my friend. Ethan, trying to edit and watch the stream at the same time, multitasking at its finest. That'd be great to have you, Ethan. Hope the edit's going well. Yeah, I want something right in between these two. I'm thinking. Let us try. I'm thinking like style-wise. This is a little bit more cartoony-ish, kind of. Mark, I appreciate you. Timeout's over. I appreciate you. Reprimanding yourself. Oh, Prashant, am I? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's all you're going to be doing, isn't it? You're just going to be talking. Alright, let's use some of this reference that we've pulled up. What did the French fry say to the other French fry? Nothing, he had ketchup. Lana, I'm sorry, that makes 0 sense. Prashant, I have. It's weird. And whenever... And... Oh, Prashant, you cheeky bugger. And whenever anyone says that they have, I'm always like, do something crazy and be like, does it still feel like deja vu? And I always ruin it. That's alright, it's just iteration, Mana. You just gotta workshop it. Alright, maybe we do a little figure. To try to figure out what this character is, what's she all about, you know? Lana. That makes sense. Oh, shit. That makes me... No, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, this last little figure sketch we're going to explore, and before we do, we're going to do plugs. Alright, got to do the plugs. And then we'll wrap up the stream with this figure. So, if you like this sort of stylized stuff, you go, the regulars, you know the drill. I have an 8-hour, 10-chapter walkthrough tutorial available right now. Links in the description. Right, you get the videos, but you also get 3D models to study from, to start thinking in 3D when you're drawing, and you get the 40-page field guide. So if you like to read as well as watch the videos, you can do that as well. So that's available right now. Next, that's Instagram art drops. If you like to get your hands, come on, focus, your hands on the first iterations of the breakdown collection from me, as well as your very own Plain Jane. Got some art prints as well we're working on. What you can do is you can come right here to my profile, sign up to the early access list. Right, I'll whip that in chat. Okay. That's early access. So you get a head start on the general population. Last batch sold out with 99% of that sellout being in the early access period. So do yourself a favor if you want to get your hands on a piece of work from me. Get on the early access list. Next, the Filthy plugin. You like the lasso stuff that we did right here? Whoa. Right, making this car with the lasso tool. Auto fills in all the stuff. You can get that. benevolent.com. Last but not least, podcast. Me and my good friend Francis. We talk about the business of content creation, making a living out of this, how we're doing it, how we're trying to do it, real numbers, real thoughts on all the goings on behind the scenes, basically. So if you do want to check that out, if that tickles your fancy, go have a squiz at that. All right. And with that said, I'm going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to do a figure, and then we're going to call it a day. All right. No, it's not all. It's not over. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Oh, I'm back in 2 minutes, and we're going to we'll do a little study to see if I can get the vibe of her in as like a figure drawing. We'll see how we go. Okay, let's give it a whirl, shall we? Okay, I'll stay for the least. You actually came back in 2 minutes, I know. Man of my word. I've got to think, what's she going to be wearing? Catch you later, Julia. Thanks for popping in. Sketchy, I've come to love Mondays because from when I get back from my lunch break to an hour before the end of my work day, I have your awesome drawings to keep you company while I work. That's awesome, Sketchy. I'm glad. Yeah, I've come to enjoy them as well because I get to do this. Hang out with you guys. What could she be wearing? So like, because we had her here. Like the face is obviously nothing like what it's going to be, but what could be? Maybe there's kind of, maybe she's got like style, but it's like post-apocalyptic, so she's kind of like punk rock a little bit. If she wear like a leather jacket or something. See, this is where that thought of 2D versus 3D come in. I'm just scribbling at the moment. I'm really not... I'm kind of going between that idea of... the 2D and the 3D kind of thinking, ping-ponging between the two, particularly as I'm kind of exploring this. It's looking a little bit not chunky enough, like shapes wise. I want to like maybe like add the hands a little bit chunkier. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me that question. Hamza, yeah, I do. You should be able to throw it in the description. Or throw it in the description. Check it out in the description. Mark. No. Checks the web. Bashar, how you doing? We're just about to wrap up in a little bit. Just doing this last little figure sketch. Maybe I want to do like a mashup somehow of like old and new. Like maybe she's got like a bloody sword or something, but it's like attached to her backpack. So there's like those kind of weapons. Ramon Cardosa, I'm doing well. How you doing? Ah, appreciate it, Glitch. Nah, thanks for popping past. Yeah, no, Ethan, I can see that. A little bit of a Tomb Raider vibe. Yeah, definitely, actually. Damn, need to fix that. No, we really need to play with proportions, I think. Definitely. Definitely. But yeah, I'm thinking for the next few streams, working towards finding characters for this scene, I think. Or we could also have like somehow them sitting in here or something. I don't know. Finding something. Mark of Art. Serious question, Benjamin. I've been having an ID crisis because I love and enjoy drawing, but I discovered sculpting and now I'm split between the two. Welcome. Me too. I say I enjoy sculpting more, but it feels like I'm cheating on drawing for some reason. How do you balance the two? Draw your sculpts. That's a great balance. Or sketch something first before you sculpt it. Use them to work with each other. There's no reason why you have to do one or the other. Use them to get better at both of them. That's how I see it, if that makes sense. Gamer Z Gaming. I've been drawing on and off for most of my life. So 31 years. Still freaks me out that it's 31. Yuck. We're in pixel land right now. Not a good spot to be. It's too small. Too small. Ramon Cardoso. I do enjoy JC Linedecker. That's for sure. Break up with art and start dating sculpting. That's the same. Lana. Oh, I'll swap you. We'll go 50-50. I'll send some Australian cool weather and you send some California weather over. That'll be lovely. Car pack tie like in a Goofy movie. Yes, I'd love to do that. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for, actually. See how it's slightly off, like the likeness, I've got to work on it. I've really got to, if I am going to go down this character design route with this character, then I've got to spend some time. It doesn't just come super quickly. It's a lot of iteration. Maybe I'll learn grease pencil. I'm actually starting to learn grease pencil. It's pretty sick. How much is your Photoshop tutorials on your website? Go check it out. I think it's like 40 something maybe. Depends on your currency though. Would you ever model it in 3D before rendering it in 2D? I'm not sure if I'm up to that kind of workflow yet, but it could be a good experiment. I think that'd be a very good experiment to see if like sculpting it first would help. It's tricky because it's so pixelated, so we'll probably just have to leave it the head there for now. That's a lot of work. She needs a sidekick. No, this is her sidekick. The quokka. He's already made. Could see myself modeling the car and luggage in 3D and reference it for... Oh, yes. Good idea, actually. Very good idea. Good noodle on this for bloody ever. Yeah, Mark, give drawing on a sculpt a go, but see if you can actually parent the grease pencil to the sculpt itself so then it sticks to it. Does that make sense? For me from Ratatouille, no, it's a quokka. Ah, good call, Super. Good call. So maybe you don't need to parent it. Good call, resident blender guru. All right, we've got something. Do I like it? Not particularly. But it's something. Maybe she's got like some sort of weapon or stick or something, I don't know. A clocker. Ah, Bashar. Nah, quokka. You can fit her in a backpack, yeah. So you can like hop up behind here maybe. And then they met the gorilla somehow. And then they go to war. Fucking no clue how that came about, but we'll figure it out. Cool. All right. I think with that, we will call it a day. So I didn't get a crazy amount done, but we've got to start. You know, there is a start. All right. Stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Gotta stop. Gotta get these boxes all sorted. Just gotta color this in. All right. It's fine. It's not great. It's okay. Oh. All right, with that, I shall say goodbye for now. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you very much for popping in. I appreciate you all that spend some time with me and listen to my rambles and my sketches. Hope you got a little bit of something out of this. And I'll catch you next time. Same time, 10:45 Australian Central Standard Time. Monday, Sunday, 4 p.m. PST. All right. Catch you later, everyone. Thanks for popping in.